Hey there, do me a favor. Pick up your smartphone. Go ahead, just hold it in your hand. We use these things all day, every day, right? But have you ever really, truly stopped to wonder what's going on inside this little slab of glass and metal? I mean, seriously, what is it that makes this thing think? How does it light up with all those colors? And how does it respond to your touch like it's alive? You might think the answer is just software, just a bunch of code. But that's only half the story. The real secret is in the hardware, the physical stuff. We're talking about a whole family of incredibly precise, man-made crystals that are the literal foundation of our digital world. So let's dive in. And we have to start with the most important one, the crystal that does all the thinking. Let's talk about silicon, the brain of your phone. So, silicon is the undisputed king of semiconductors. Now, semiconductors are just materials that can be told to either let electricity flow or stop it completely. That simple on-off switch is the basic language of all computers. And when you get silicon in its purest, single crystal form, it becomes the perfect canvas for building the processors, the CPUs, and GPUs that run everything your phone does. So how do you get a rock to think? Well, it's pretty wild. You start with this huge, absolutely flawless crystal of silicon. You slice it into these paper-thin wafers. And then, using light, you etch billions, and I mean billions, of microscopic switches called transistors onto it. These tiny transistors, deep in the core of the CPU, fire off in these incredibly complex sequences, creating these waves of calculations that let you do everything from open an app to edit a video. Okay, so silicon is the brain. But how do we even talk to the brain? For that, we need to look at the surface of the phone, where a whole different group of crystals gives this machine its senses. You know, a modern touchscreen isn't just one piece of glass. It's actually more like a high-tech sandwich made of different crystalline layers. Each layer is a specific type of crystal, engineered to do one job really, really well. And they all have to work together perfectly to create that experience we're so used to. And here are the two main players in that sandwich. First up, you've got indium tin oxide, or ITO. It's this amazing crystalline film that's both totally transparent and it conducts electricity. When your finger touches the screen, you create a little disturbance in its electrical field. That ITO layer acts like the phone's nerves, turning that physical touch into digital information. And then, layered on top to protect everything, you have the phone's skin, a layer of synthetic sapphire. It's an almost impossibly hard and scratch-resistant crystal that keeps those delicate nerves safe from the outside world. So we have a brain that thinks and a skin that feels. But for any of that to work together, it needs a pulse, a constant rhythm. And that brings us to the phone's tiny, crystalline heartbeat. Quartz. The magic of quartz all comes down to this really cool thing called the piezoelectric effect. It sounds super technical, but the idea is actually pretty simple. When you run a little bit of electricity through a quartz crystal, it physically vibrates. But here's the kicker. It vibrates at an unbelievably precise and steady frequency. Like, it never misses a beat. And that constant, steady vibration acts as the master clock for the entire phone. It's the metronome that keeps every single one of those billions of transistors in the silicon brain firing in perfect time. Without the reliable heartbeat from that tiny piece of quartz, you just have pure computational chaos. Nothing would work. All right, let's zoom out a little bit, because it's not just about what's happening right there in your hand. These engineered crystals are also the key to managing the phone's power and connecting it to the entire world. For a long time, silicon also handled power management. But as our phones got way more powerful, we started to hit a wall. We needed something better. Enter gallium nitride, or GaN. It's a special type of crystal that can handle way more power and heat without breaking a sweat. This is the whole reason your new fast charger can be so tiny yet so powerful. It's got GaN crystals inside doing the heavy lifting way more efficiently than silicon ever could. And it's not just about power in, it's also about data out. When your phone sends a message or loads a website, that signal eventually hits the global fiber optic network. And deep inside that network, you'll find crystals of lithium niobate. These things can actually change the way they bend light when you apply electricity to them, acting like super fast switches that route your data across oceans at literally the speed of light. So when you put this all together, the silicon brain, the sensitive screen, the quartz heartbeat, the power systems, what you're really holding is a kind of crystalline nervous system. And what's fascinating is how this artificial system kind of mirrors our own biology, but in a totally different way. The AI on your phone thinks in a very structured, orderly fashion. using these neat grid-like calculations. Our own nervous system, on the other hand, is this beautifully messy, chaotic biological web where everything connects to everything else all at once. And that really brings us to the main idea here. Every time we use these devices, we are directly engaging with these incredible engineered crystals. They're the medium that helps us think, the source of the light that glows with all this information, and the surface through which we digitally feel and interact with the world. So at the end of the day, we're building this deeper and deeper connection between our messy biological selves and these perfect, structured, crystalline systems. And that leaves us with a pretty profound question to just sit with for a minute. What does it really mean when our own nervous system interfaces so directly with a crystalline one?